There's no question artificial intelligence will remake the workplace. AI could replace 300 million full-time jobs.
Almost half of all global jobs could be affected by artificial intelligence. Scott, this is exactly what some critics fear, that jobs will be lost because of AI.
So obviously there's a lot of controversy when it comes to AI. A lot of people think maybe we go as far as Terminator, could go all Skynet on us, and then there's also some realistic views as in like it's going to take jobs, automating, designing, and even, you know, editing YouTube videos.
Wait, what?
Anywho, stay tuned while we take you through the first time that AI was brought to us and how we built it.
Have you ever seen one of those AI-generated stunning concepts on your Instagram feed? Well, that's kind of the way that this project began. Somebody saw one of these AI concepts and thought, that would look fantastic in my house. And pretty much I'm sure the rest of you are thinking the same, but there's not many people that can pull it off.
From a building perspective, they could be quite the challenge. And a lot of the times it's like, well, you know, that's all nice and well and good, but how are you going to build it? And that's where our job comes in, because we are given projects all the time where we're not sure how we're going to build it, and these are the challenges, and this is the fun that is our theming world. So in this case, we were brought a fireplace and a accent wall for a bathroom. Now, the original request was, are you able to build a rock fireplace? So the idea is that I guess when the framers were doing the original fireplace, they actually went a little bit bigger, which was a mistake, but what was done was done. The problem is that the marble guys couldn't cut a piece of slab that large. Sure enough, we had done some work for the family before, and we were given a call and saying, hey, I do know a rock guy that can make a rock this big. It just would be artificial. So that's where we came in.
So when I first walked into the building, I thought, what an incredible space. And so much opportunity to turn that giant fireplace into something special, something unique. And I think AI really helped inspire and give some visualization to the clients so they understood what they were going to get. I think AI is really going to help push those boundaries and really help elevate both the builders, the designers, and the end client's home. What I think these incredible AI-inspired or designed projects do is honestly let people know what's physically possible. 99% of people, I'm sure you're one of them, don't ever have to interact with artificial rock on a day-to-day basis. You're used to more traditional materials. Well, AI is opening up the doors, windows, and minds of many, many people so they can see what's truly possible.
So we really started with the bathroom piece. We are trying to match the other marble with the huge white veins coming through on the other side, the flecks of gold, and we wanted something that was contrasting texturally. And then a middle is a freestanding, beautiful white tub, which provides further contrast. So we had some space restrictions there that we had to meet. So we did decide to not use panel, which, you know, I'll talk a little bit about later. And we decided to go with the lath straight onto the cement board in the washroom. I also used some foam to create a little bit of in and out movement and topography, but largely the client really wanted to have a minimalist approach with a little bit of movement, not much carving, which sort of got changed along the way, but wanted to keep it pretty, she didn't want it to be too noisy, which is fine. So that's what we went with.
Beautiful, beautiful house, beautiful bathroom, and a trusted client friend. So I think that's part of it, is that trust came through. But I think we're gonna see a lot more of these interior architectural walls. And we did it in a similar fashion as when we were at the World of Concrete, if you guys ever saw that. So right now, I'm just in the midst of putting some color on. We want this wall very, very black. So what we did was we actually did intro color, a black intro color to give it that rich base. And now I'm speckling. So I've speckled some white Naples yellow and some brown. And now I'm gonna essentially do 7 layers of black and brown. So no more whites. We want those to only be undertones.
And then the same thing with the fireplace is the original texture was meant to, not have any carving at all, but more just a sort of dimple texture on repeat. So we used one of our less loud stamps and just sort of repeat it over and over. Where things got off the rail is while we were doing it and I'm sending update photos, then the client wanted to switch directions and started asking about carving, thought that that was texture, even with the reference photos that we were given. So that's fine. I mean, we love carving. So what we did is we started to go at it a little bit and put some, key sort of distinct lines in. And I thought the end result looked very cool.
So one of the highlights of the project was that it was actually a client's child, a family, an extended family, obviously all growing up, had their own place, they're building their custom spot, saw what we did with their parents, and then asked us if we could do something for them. We've done it for a few clients now where we've used AI to try and make sure that we get on the same page as the client. We want to, through discussion and through sharing these constant concepts going back and forth, and they're so easy to use, the clients can actually use them too, that we're able to get a really good picture of what inspires the client. And I want to make sure that you guys understand that if you ever have a cool idea, send it our way. We would love to build it. My wife got me the Meta glasses, and so right now I am going live with the glasses themselves. So I have to paint this wall here. First I need to prime it and then paint it. We're using the deluxe paint because this is the color that they're going to be using for the rest of the house, and that was one of the desires by client, was to actually match that color and tone.
Obviously this is a deviation for what we normally do when we're coloring anything that we do. We're using a concrete stain. It absorbs, lets us use some natural colors. This is not that. The whole goal of this is to tie it into the rest of the house. So that's why we use this latex paint. Obviously that's going to do something to the texture, but we did use a stamp that is light texture to begin with. So really it's not taking a ton away from the project. Like I said, it matched the color and tied into the rest of the house. So there's a key difference here.
Okay, so we got this all painted out today. It looks fantastic. I'm very happy with the way that looks.
If I could do it again, I would definitely like to use panel more. Just nothing matches it, especially texturally. If it was me and I was given free range in an AI design like this, I would prefer to stick closer to what the AI pumped out rather than sort of going rogue with it or using it as a leaping off point. And by the way things are, I think that day is rapidly approaching where we get to do that. But this was a very cool first jaunt into the AI world, and it just really showed us what the possibilities are. So when you come to all these areas where you might want to use real stone, but again, maybe space is a limitation, we have no such limitations, and that's what makes the interior design mixed with our work really exciting.
Picture is worth 1,000 words, and the fact that you can create these concepts so quickly and easily, we can really nail down what a client truly wants with very little cost or energy expended. And the client gets to get involved in this process too, which I think is ultra important. So what I really want you to do as a viewer is to take that design into your own hands. Obviously there's spaces that AI can actually be a limit, right? Like the one behind me. There's no way something like this can be built without designers and engineers as well as ourselves. But for your own backyard, for your own home, I truly think that you can have a lot of that power yourself. And you can play with enough different designs and enough different prompts that you could finally get that dream backyard, and you don't have to rely on trying to communicate that with a designer and spending that extra costs just to get the concept down.
So we started this whole video off with some doom and gloom, some clickbait, some, a little bit of fun from our sci-fi past. And I think another way to look at this, not just with the job loss, but job creation. And I think we're on the cusp of some of the most positive changes that could occur within the theming industry and the design industry alike. Every single one of our social feeds are filled with AI designs and just stuff that's grabbing our attention, and to know that that stuff can be created and that I can maybe one day build it. I'm still holding out hope that before I retire I can build that Bruce Wayne Batcave or that Dr. Evil lair. If somebody out there has the creative gumption, I guess you could say, please bring me. I will literally go anywhere in the world to be able to create something for like a Batman Bruce Wayne cave interior design. Anyway, I digress. But I think the main thing is there's so many positive aspects to this, and we saw the start of it here, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. And with a lot of positivity, I say, on to the next.